York will start us off. Sean, you got the floor first. Let me hear what you have to say. Go ahead.
Dog, I appreciate it. I'm going to be a little long-winded, so I just asked for a little bit of leeway here. Dog, I spoke with you back June 21st. I called up to tell you how happy I was about Lamarillo. And that day I mentioned to you that the Yankees, before I got into that they relied too much on a home run and that their lineup collectively can go dry at any time. We spoke again maybe 6 weeks later after the Red Sox swept them in Fenway, and I said the same thing. I said the same thing to you a couple of weeks ago in September. The way that lineup is built, that was always going to come home to roost. If you shut down their long ball, they cannot win. It's amazing and comical to say that a team that hit 267 home runs can hit, but at the same time, it's 100% accurate because they can hit. Whether or not whether they got by the Red Sox, they would not have ultimately gotten by Houston. The home runs would have come home to roost. Think about this. Basically, from Sanchez's 3-run home run on Game 2 on Saturday in the 7th inning to his fly ball sacrifice fly last night in the 9th, Yankees scored 4 runs. None of them came on a hit. Last night in the 9th inning, that was window dressing.
Sure was.
All right, they got one lousy hit.
That was all
They got one lousy hit, a dribbler through the right side by Gregorius. You think about that inning that Kimbrel had, and we're going to bring up Stanton. You think he had Judge 0-2. Judge works out a walk. Gregorius gets the dribbler, and Voit works a 4-pitch walk. Whatever else happened, the hit by pitch, which, by the way, Walker grew into the role eventually toward the latter part of the summer. I was confident in Walker at bat. I think it was so unlucky for him to get hit by a pitch. I would have liked to have seen that at bat play out. But Stanton, dog, he could not have had a worse at bat. If he was facing Doc Gooden in 1985. For the inning that Kimbrel had, for Stanton to come up and have a 4-pitch at bat like that, where he's swinging at pitches that were two feet off the plate, is a disgrace. All right, and I don't know where they go from here, dog, because this is the way the lineup is built. I am very nervous that they are going to go out and go after one or both of Machado and Harper. I've heard that today from Paul O'Neill. I heard that today from Sweeney Murdy. And this is why the lack of pitching, dog, also comes home to roost, because the way that the guys that they have, there's no way to change this lineup. So when you have a lineup that strikes out and can go dry at any time, you need a couple of starting pitchers that can match zeros. And like I said, with the Sales of the world, with the Verlanders of the world, so you figure it out in the late innings once you knock Verlander or Sale out. And the Yankees don't have that. And my final point, dog, and I know this is an intangible point, and it really doesn't have anything to do with anything. And I love Judge. I got a Judge jersey. Judge is going to be their captain sometime in the next 5 years, and he's a great kid. But when I read on Saturday night that he walked by the Red Sox clubhouse blasting New York, New York
it was stupid.
on his
stupid.
that to me that was nails on a chalkboard. You can bet your bottom dollar.
Good point.
The Red Sox put that in the vault, and did they love last night?
Oh, they loved it.
Pictures.
Excellent.
They loved it, and they should. Judge, you know what? Leave that kind of stuff to the Odell Beckham Jr.'s of the world.
Excellent
and
point.
That's my final point.
Yeah, that's a good one. And I did not bring that up, so you got me there. 100% right. I guess Teixeira got all over him. Judge did a stupid thing, and he's a good guy. As Sean just said, that was asinine. He gave the Red Sox fuel after that game. And the Red Sox were playing that in New York, when they were lathering up that locker room clubhouse yesterday. And I'll tell you something else I think the Red Sox got a little help on. The whole world, me included, thought they were dead at Yankee Stadium. Yankees can't lose at home. Yankees got all this power. Yankees should be up 2-0. They should have won game 1, blah, 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 blah. And the Red Sox said, screw you, we'll show you. And they outscored the Yankees 20-4 at Yankee Stadium. But Judge showed a lot of immaturity with that. Him playing New York on his boombox, walking to the team bus, was beyond stupid. Beyond stupid. Let a sleeping dog lie. What a God almighty, was that dumb. And you can't tell that to Torrey because Judge is his hero, but that was stupid. Here's Jay in Philly, and he's on Mad Dog Unleashed. Jason, good afternoon. As we talk to you, how are you today? Okay, pal? What's on your mind?
I'm doing very well, Chris. How are you?
Fine, Jay. Thank you. Let me hear now.
Sean took a couple of my points regarding that, but first of all, I was dead wrong. I talked to you on Monday, so I was in that boat too. I said the series wouldn't go back to Boston. Yankees had swagger. I was 1,000% wrong. Number two, I think this is again an indictment on the analytics. I don't care what era, what the computer says. This comes down to pitching and timely hitting. You look at the hits the Red Sox strung against CC last night in the third. You look at the pitching performance they got from Salem, Porcello, and if you throw a weak starting pitcher out here, the Red Sox have a couple of guys that were tops and average in the American League. They're going to jump all over them and you're down. Look who won with the Astros last year in Verlander, Bumgarner with those Giants titles. Constantly these guys, that's what's going to – it always comes down to pitching and timely hitting. I don't care what the analytics tell you.
100% right. I agree. And the Yankees did not have enough pitching, compounded by poor decision-making by the manager as far as when to lift the starting pitchers. And the Yankees didn't get a big hit if their life depended on it, and that starts with Stanton. So you're 1,000% correct. I would be very, very bothered. And he's going to get a little pass because it happened a couple days ago. Boy, and he's young, and people like him. But I would be really bothered by Severino if I was a Yankee fan. He spit the bit. He stunk. I mean, that would really... And the idea that he was Don Drysdale against the A's is a bunch of nonsense. He pitched 4 innings. He left with 2 on, nobody out in the top of the 5th. And you would have thought he went out there and was Koufax against Oakland, that overmatched team, which bothered also me to no end. But overall, I completely agree with everything you said. Next, go ahead. What else?
Yeah, I mean, do you think Verlander would be happy saying, well, if I do 4 innings, I'd be satisfied? It's ridiculous. He wouldn't be at all. The next thing is that I don't know if this is a fair question. What do you think Girardi would have gotten them farther, or Girardi would have extended the series? Is probably a better question.
I don't want to do that. I think that's tricky. I'm not in a scenario where you want to. Who knows? I mean, I don't think Girardi would have made those same mistakes that Boone did. Got a little more experience. Hey, here's the bottom line about the Yankees as far as Girardi and Boone is concerned. The Yankees last year won 7 playoff games. The Yankees this year won 2 playoff games. Last year's team did not include Jay Happ, Zach Britton, Andujar, Torres, and Stanton. What else you want me to tell you? Zig's here and Alex Cora in a sec, plus your